Hey Aries, this is Liv from Cartomancy, and today we are going to do your weekly love cartoscope for the third week of March. So let's see what's going on in Aries' love life and with their emotional body in the third week of March, please. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. I've had a monstrous cold for the last week or so. Hopefully I won't sound too weird. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Okay. Pretty well in frame. Proud of myself for that. Ha ha ha. Alright. So, Aries. It seems that you are beginning the third week of March in a state of agitation, in a state of tension, possibly arguments, possibly differences of opinion. There's a point here of I'm hearing much ado about nothing for some reason. There's an attempt going on to clear up things. There's an attempt to make something work by a certain date. There's an attempt to clear something up by a certain date. There's some sort of a nervous energy about the situation, either on your side or your crushes or lovers or better halves side. These attempts at clarifying things aim at making something which you've been hoping for and dreaming for a long time, making that something come true. You are trying to attain a clear goal. You are trying to attain a clear connection, an acknowledged connection, a public connection. It may be an attempt to get a certain relationship to the point of a commitment, to the point of engagement, moving in together, trying to have a baby, or trying to clear up if that partner actually wants to have a family with you, or in general, at this point, in this connection. This is someone you are very much so in love with, because as I was shuffling the cards, I kept getting that Lionel Richie Hello song, in the end when he says, I love you. So to me, it feels like one party in this relationship has a very clear understanding of where they stand emotionally. So one party, at the very least, if not maybe actually both parties, are very clear about the fact that they're in love with each other, or at least one of you is very much so in love with the other. But there's again, even with the Hello song, there's again that sense of trying to get through to someone, trying to communicate something to someone, trying to attain a connection, an equal exchange, trying to get a message across, which for some reason doesn't seem to get across as you're trying or hoping to get it across. There's a sense of looking in the distance. Maybe this person is a long distance partner, or maybe they are emotionally disconnected or distant, either in general, or perhaps that's been a change between you for some time now. This may be something that friends or relatives or close ones may have noticed, for instance. Sorry, the cold, of course. It may be something which has been on your mind. You might have had some arguments with, because I'm hearing peer pressure, you might have had some arguments with friends or relatives, close ones, related to how things are going in this relationship, or how things are not going in the relationship, as the case may be, right? To me, it feels like you're very clear about what it is that you want in that connection. But there's a sense of people trying to pressure you into going for more, or your partner trying to pressure you for into going for more than you are emotionally ready, or you are trying to pressure your partner, or let's say lovingly point them in the direction of doing more than they are emotionally ready for right now, which does not mean that they don't love you. Of course, the case may be for some of you that you are trying to attain something which cannot be attained. Let me just warn you about that. And slowly but surely that clarity is going to come into play here for you. The fact that things can only go so far. You cannot make things go all the way to your desired end result. That's going to start to come up clearer and clearer as well, if that's the case for you. Because the fact of the matter is that this is a clear message for someone who has a very clear direction of commitment in with someone. It could be a crush or a lover or a fiancé or some sort of a third party situation. I'm not seeing any cards to point that out, but I'm just saying, whoever that partner is, this is a clear message for someone who really wants a commitment, a serious relationship with a particular person. Got my mind set on you. Yeah, so there's clarity here about that. One part is clearly after the other, but I'm not so sure if that's achievable, to be honest, at this point or in the future. Let's just see how it goes, right? Because see, on your desires you have the devil here about it. So things kind of got messy, as you can see, right? This is a delicious dish for you. This is a delicious treat for you. This is what you want. You have your mind set on it very clearly, but things have gotten messy. Things are messy, and it seems to me like there's a lot of a long ways to go before you could actually achieve that result. Even if it seems readily within reach, it seems like you could just reach out and pretty much grab that result, right? The dessert is right in front of you. You could just reach out and scoop, right, that bit of ice cream for your pleasure. But something about the situation to me doesn't feel right, and I'm getting a sense of a headache. So there's something about pressure, and I'm getting that sense particularly in the back of my head. So I think that there are some things going on which are pressuring the connection and the relationship, some things that you may not be aware of, or some things which you are willfully turning your back towards or back on, right? So it could be something related to your crushes or your lover's personal life, family life, job situation, or something. I'm not sure, but there's something you either are not aware of yet and it is going to come to light, or you are willfully ignoring it, willfully downplaying it because it goes against your desires, and you have very clear desires for this connection, very clear desires. Emotionally, you are all in, all in. You are throwing all of your resources into this connection. You are really grabbing at it with both hands and your feet, if I may say so. So you are very much so giving it 1,000% actually, because you want the happily ever after end result. You want the love, you want the kids, you want the home, you want that ease of familiar connection. You feel like this is your fate. You feel like this is your meant to be partner. You feel like this is your meant to be family. You're meant to be love. Um, but for some reason, it feels iffy to me. Either this partner actually has a family on the side, and if that's the case, you won't get anywhere with them. Let me just make that clear. The cards are giving me that very clear message that you are throwing everything you have into that connection, and in the end, they're going to go back to their family life. So be mindful of that. If that's not the case, you are so determined, you are so involved, you are so hands-on that you are going to finally clear things up and reach a positive result. If this connection cannot get to this point, if this connection cannot give you happily ever after, and you get that clarity, that crystal clear clarity about it, then it's a positive result for it to end that as well, right? You won't like hearing it. I know that's not the kind of news you want to get, but sometimes you just need to kind of drop some of the baggage, right? And if you want to move forward towards a particular destination, that's just how it is sometimes, and that's all right. It's gonna be all right for you either way in the long run. You are on the right path towards your end result. Whether it's in this relationship or not, things are up in the air right now. That's how it feels like to me. Things are up in the air here. Let's see why things are messy. Let's just clarify that. Why are things messy in this connection? For Aries, what's holding them back? What's going on? What's the obstacle there? Why are things messy here for Aries? Let's see. Okay. So, why are things messy in this connection? For some of you, this is a divorced person or someone who has a child with someone else. The reason why things are getting messy is because the child is always going to come first, which is as it should be, if you ask me. I know you won't like perhaps the point of view if it's not your child, but things should be that a person's child should always come first. So whatever you try to build with this person, whatever you try to make work with this person, in the end they always pick the family. In the end they always pick their children, or their child they have with someone else. And this is going to be very frustrating to you, but that's not the child's fault or the family's fault. This is the fault of this person who cannot make things work on both ends. So it's a case of them needing to grow beyond that stage. They are limiting their resources, or they are only able to give so much, and so what they do have to give, they are giving to the kid, of course. And that leaves you pretty much stranded. So this could be a situation where you are dating someone, or you are with someone who has responsibilities, alimony to pay, child support, helping out, the co-parenting and helping out and raising that child, and somehow that's working against you, that's working against your attempts, that's working against your desires, your hopes, your dreams. For others of you, the situation is that whatever you do here in this relationship, it's just not going to work, and you are going to attain your happily ever after in another relationship with someone else. So this is either a matter of time before this person manages to expand themselves, expand their resources, expand themselves emotionally, so they can take care of their prior obligations and of the relationship with you and of their future with you. If that's not the case, then it is going to become obvious, and you will put an end to it. Because while someone's children should be their priority, the fact that they are co-parenting shouldn't mean that they are unable to get involved in a new relationship. That's something on them, right? It's not a fault of yours, and it's not a fault of the family or former family or of their children, or it's a fault of theirs. They need to develop themselves further. They need to grow. They need to expand, in order to be able to do it all, pretty much. Let's get a few more clarifiers here for you. What other messages do we have for Aries regarding their love life for the 3rd week of March? Some of you are going to be pretty unhappy about the situation as it is, and that as it is going to come out to be, because you are hoping and dreaming to get something from this person, and I'm not getting the feeling that you're getting it. It could have been a ring, it could have been a proposal, it could have been wanting to move in together, or wanting to make a baby, or wanting to get committed, or wanting to go on a vacation somewhere. Whatever it is, you are going to be upset or disappointed that it's not going to go through. Your plans aren't going to come through. For some of you, things could be resolved if you get some counseling. If they get some counseling, more so. Or if you're the one who cannot juggle the past life and the future or present life, then you should be getting some therapy, so you could manage to bridge that gap, right? To build a bridge from your past towards your future. And for others of you, it is the case that you are going to receive some advice, you are going to receive some wise counsel here about whatever it is that you were expecting and that you're disappointed about not getting. So someone is going to come through to help you a little bit in your time of doom and gloom, pretty much. It's not the kind of advice that can change the nature of the situation, because I don't feel like the nature of the situation can be changed in this particular scenario. But someone's advice is going to help you to see things in a different light, or perceive things in a different light, or understand perhaps the end result in a different way. Let's get some final advice for you, Aries, because I feel like you need it this week. Tough energies, guys. Tough energies. $47 breaking down to an 11, aka a 1. A 1 and 1, I mean, right? So a 2. I'm getting the feeling that for some of you there's a physical connection which is lacking here. So again, a long distance relationship for some of you, or someone who travels a lot for work. You cannot see them as much as you would like to, and things are rocky in the relationship as it is. You are hoping to get together somehow. You might be actually disappointed, if not depressed, about the fact that those plans won't go through. Reconnecting physically would help improve things, of course, but that's only a momentary fix though, right? So keep your mind sort of relaxed, keep your mind sort of try to clear out your mind of all sorts of thoughts and ideas and hopes and dreams, and focus in on the basics, because when you speak about physical touch, you speak about clear, direct, obvious things. So focus on that. Focus on what this person does instead of on what they say. Focus on what they actually do out of what they say they are going to do. That's the core truth of the relationship. That's the core truth of the connection. What they actually do. Beyond what they say, beyond what they dream, beyond what you dream, beyond what you say, right? The core truth of the relationship is what you are actually doing for one another and together. And when you focus on that, everything else is going to clear up a lot, because they might actually use family life or other obligations also as an excuse to kind of ghost you here and there. So focus on the direct physical truth. The simple truth of the matter is ... right? Focus on that. Because there's something here which feels iffy to me, and they may overstate the importance of prior engagements. They may overstate the bandwidth of their responsibilities towards a co-parenting situation, or an ex, or the alimony, the child support. They might be overstating that and using that as an excuse to get out of things. They plan with you, but they don't actually plan on following through. So be mindful, be very careful about that, because there's an iffy energy here, and I hope it's not the case for you, of course. None of you, if that's up to me, but something feels iffy about their energy here. The devil is in the detail, right? As they say. So be mindful about the details, and try to keep a level head about things, even if you are very emotionally involved, of course. But it's important to keep your eye on the ball here. Something is going to come to light. Things are going to come to light, particularly in this third week of March. And I'm getting the feeling during the month, things are going to come to light. So be mindful of that. Be careful about it. Pay attention. and understand things for what they are. See them for what they are and understand them for what they are, right? Take them as they are. So that's what I have for you, Aries, for the third week of March. I'm wishing you a lot of luck with this situation, which feels pretty complicated and painful to me, unfortunately. But I have faith in your strength and in your ability to make it out towards your dream, towards your hopes and your happily ever after. I have faith in you, okay? So I'm sending you much, much love and light, and we'll be seeing you again next week, hopefully with better news, right? Bye.